Good morning, fourth graders. Welcome back to class. How was everyone's weekend?
Great. Good. Fantastic.
That's great. Today we are going to talk about how to identify cause and effect in the books we read. We will be using the story Tanya's Money Problem. Can anyone tell me what cause and effect is? That's okay. We're going to start by defining our terms. Cause is a reason something happened. The cause happened first, but it isn't always first in the sentence stated. Effect is the result of what happened. The effect happened next. We are going to begin by going through some examples, and we will determine what is the cause and effect within the sentence. Would anyone like to read the first example? Melissa?
I touched a pan, so I burned my hand.
Let's break this sentence apart. We will begin by finding the cause. Remember, the cause happened first. I touched a pan is the cause. Now we will find the effect. What happened next? I burned my hand. Dave, will you read the next example?
I didn't eat breakfast, so I was hungry.
Let's find the cause in this example. What happened first? I didn't eat breakfast. What happened next? I was hungry. There are keywords in sentences that separate cause and effect. Let's read the words together on the smartboard. If, because, so, as a result, due to, since, then. Great job, everyone! Now that we know some keywords, it will be easier to find the cause and effect. Let's go through some more examples together. Who would like to read the first example? Veronica?
I dropped my glass, so it broke on the floor.
What would the cause be? So what happened first? I dropped my glass. What is the effect? So what happened next? It broke on the floor. Would anyone like to read the next example? Matt?
Andrew's tire went flat, so he put on the spare.
Looking at this sentence, what do we think the cause is? Andrew's tire went flat. What do we think is the effect? He put on the spare. We have a graphic organizer that we can use to organize causes and effects in stories we read. We call this a cause-effectograph. Let's take a look on the board. We have our definitions restated here so it's easy to remember. Remember, cause is the reason something happened. It happened first, but may not always be stated first. Effect is the result of what happened. It happened next. Fourth graders, we will be learning how to fill in this chart with a few more examples. We have two examples, and I will provide one cause and one effect. We will work together to fill in our chart. The first example contains the cause, and we will have to figure out the effect. The cause is, I practiced my math facts a lot this summer. What could the effect be? Melissa?
I became very fast at addition.
Great job! Let's look at our second example. Here I will provide the effect this time. The math teacher had the class measure snow during class. What would the cause be? Dave?
It was snowing outside.
Great job! Here's our chart filled in. We are going to begin reading Tanya's Money Problem. Please take a seat on the rug so I can begin reading. Tanya and Thad Fredrickson are twins. Most people think they look alike, but that's where the similarity ends. While Tanya is outgoing and has lots of friends, Thad is shy and has only a couple of good friends. Thad is a good student who works hard to get high grades. Tanya, on the other hand, is an average student who does just enough to get by. Like most kids, Tanya likes to buy things. Thad does too, but not nearly as much as his sister does. Both Tanya and Thad earn money each week by doing jobs around the house as well as for a couple of neighbors. At home, Thad washes windows, cleans up the table after dinner, sweeps the floor, and vacuums the carpets each week. Tanya washes dishes, mows the lawn, and takes out the trash. Thad also mows the lawn for two neighbors each week, while Tanya walks the neighbor's dog every morning and evening. Their incomes are good. Each of them earns an average of about $35 a week. Thad and Tanya like doing the work because they both love money. The money they earn pays for going to movies and buying things like snacks, books, magazines, and clothes. Thad spends money on video games, and Tanya buys music and clothes every week. The cash that Thad earns seems to be more than enough to take care of his needs. He also seems to need a lot less stuff than Tanya does. Thad usually deposits about half the money he earns each week into a savings account. When Thad saves enough money, he uses some of it to buy shares of stock. Owning a share of stock is like owning a piece of a company. So far, Thad owns 25 shares of stock in Disney and 28 shares of stock in Nintendo. Since Thad loves going to Disney movies, watching Disney Channel, and playing electronic games, as do most of his friends, he thought Disney and Nintendo would be good investments. After doing some internet research on stocks and talking to his parents, he concluded that these companies were good choices. Thad likes to buy stock because his money grows as each share of stock increases in value. Over time, he expects to see the value of each share go up 20% or 30%. When Disney and Nintendo earn more money than they spend, the companies sometimes pay dividends to the people who own their stocks. Thad has earned yearly dividends for each share of stock he owns. He always reinvests his dividends into each company's stock and uses the money to buy more shares. If you ask Thad, he would tell you that he plans to be a millionaire by the time he is 25. Now, Tanya is another story. Where Thad is a saver, Tanya is a spender. Money burns a hole in her pocket. She spends almost all her money each week and never saves a nickel. Tanya's spending problem is made worse by the fact that she really wants her own smartphone. She thinks she earns enough money to pay a monthly phone bill for calls and texting. She knows she might have to cut back her spending on clothes and music. She may even have to earn more money by walking dogs for other neighbors, but she thinks she can afford it. However, Tanya can't seem to save the $200 it takes to buy the phone. Just like our other examples, in filling out the cause-effectograph, I will provide one cause and one effect from the story. The cause from the story is Thad likes to buy stock. What could the effect be? Veronica?
Thad's amount of money increases.
Great job! Our next example, we have the effect but need the cause. Tanya doesn't have enough money to buy a smartphone. What would the cause be? Matt?
Tanya likes to spend all of her money at once.
Great job! So here's our chart all filled in. Everyone take a seat at your desk. The story Tanya's Money Problem is on your desk. Silently read pages 9 through 18. After you have read the rest of this story, I want you to fill in the cause-effectograph in your notebook. I will give you one cause and one effect from the story. I will display the chart on the smartboard when the majority of the class is finished reading. I want you to fill in the missing blanks in the chart. When everyone's finished, we will discuss the answers. Remember, if you have any questions, please ask. When you have completed your chart, please take out your independent reading book to read until discussion time. Remember our motto in Reader's Workshop, keep calm and love reading.